Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of In the Studio with Ophelia. I'm Ophelia and thank you all for joining me today. For today's video, I found an old friend. I'd been playing around and not really cleaning up in my studio, but just going through some things, and I found this guy. It is the 12 Shades of Grey acrylic colors, and so that's what we're gonna play with today. Literally just goofing off, doing a little bit of painting, having a little bit of fun, and getting myself reacquainted with this friend. So thank you all for being here. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Definitely share with your friends and subscribe. I will make sure to leave all of the materials that I used down in the description box. And so I'll stop talking and let's get into playing with some paint. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And I feel as though I just need to start this video off by apologizing for ghosting us and not being around. Things have just been so crazy, and I have not had the opportunity to upload like I wanted to. So here we are playing in paint in the studio. I'm starting with the 12 Shades of Grey set, as well as the Painter's Color Diary for the acrylic paints, and I'm just listing out the colors that actually come in this set. The set includes pale gray, Paynes gray, warm gray, orange gray, violet gray, cold gray, yellow gray, gray mid, green gray, blue gray, brown gray, and red gray. I'm starting out by swatching each one of the colors as they come in the Painter's Color Diary, and I'm doing this in all honesty to reacquaint myself with the colors, as it has been such a long time since I've pulled this guy out to play with. I feel like it was just kind of tucked away on a shelf and forgotten, and so when I found it, I was quite excited and forgot just how much I enjoy playing with these colors. So I just spend a minute putting them out on my palette, swatching them in my color diary, just to see what the colors actually look like in the set. And once I get those all swatched out, I then pull in some white paint, because I always end up painting with white paint to kind of bring things back down. It's just habit. I always end up painting with white paint. So I mix each one of the colors with white just to see exactly what I will get. I realized while mixing these colors how much I've forgotten that I really love to work with them. The set includes 12 different shades of gray, and they come in the set or individually in tubes. I just love the very rich colors that you get, and that you can mix them without creating any type of mud. They are truly unique grays that I find I can't mix on my own, and I love, they're just perfect for creating that moodiness or just dramatic shadowiness in my paintings. So I've got a piece of Strathmore mixed media paper that I've cut to a 4x6, and then I've got the edge gallery wrapped canvas, and that one's in a size 4x4. I'm also going to be using the Jerry's Jumbo Jet Black pencil to create this painting. My Polar Flo brushes in 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch, as well as an Ebony Splendor round. And I've already gessoed the Strathmore mixed media paper as well as the canvas. And now, what I do love about this painter's color diary is now seeing everything displayed. I can use this to kind of audition just from vision the colors that I want to use in this painting. There's just so many that you can choose from, but I narrowed it down just to kind of play around with these, to using the pale gray, the Paynes gray, and the violet gray. And then I just started out on this piece of Strathmore mixed media paper, and I'm using this guy almost as like a warm-up piece, but then I end up doing them both at the same time. And I'm pointing at those colors that I'm actually using. But I just start playing around with the colors, using them just as I would in a regular painting. And I truly do just love how they mix so beautifully together. It automatically creates such drama or moodiness in my work, and I've honestly forgotten just how much I love working with these colors. I just started with a lighter gray and that mid gray up top mixed in with some white, and then I used the Paynes gray with a palette knife down toward the bottom. And I keep working between the two of them to allow one to kind of dry while I'm working on the other. What I'm doing right now basically is just working to build the background. And once I get the background the way that I want it, I come in with the violet gray, or that it's just a beautiful purple color, and I add that into the painting. I almost feel as though, with all of my abstract paintings, it ends up taking on like a landscape-ish type feel. And so I just kind of continue to work around. I've got a regular pencil that I just kind of use to make scratches and marks in the wet paint. And then I just kind of leave those to dry up a bit and kind of just get the background where I want it with using these three colors. So many times I just keep going back and forth with it, just working the colors, building the background until I get them the way that I want. Now that I've got my background built, I am looking to add, with these three colors in this painting, I want to find myself sort of like a spice color, or a color that's actually going to make the painting pop. And so, in looking what I have already on the canvas with the background, Then I've grabbed 3 other paints, a Lukas Turquoise, a Lukas Cad Red Medium, and then I have the Amsterdam Acrylics, and that one is an olive green light. And again, I'm going to use my very same materials, but I'm going to use my painter's color diary as a way to audition these colors, to make sure that they are going to give the sort of pop that is needed when it comes to then, I guess, give the correct kind of value or pop off of this painting as it is. And so I've got the olive green light, I've got the turquoise, and then the cad red medium. And I'm going to use the painter's color diary and kind of paint out a very small swatch of my painting as it is on the canvas and that little test piece of Strathmore mixed media paper, to just make sure that everything works out before I go to the canvas. What I'm doing here is almost painting a tiny mini smidgen of a painting, very similar to what I've done on the canvas and what I've done on that piece of Strathmore mixed media paper. And then I'm just going to test out the colors off to the side to just see if they're visually pleasing with the painting. And from this point, they all 3 look really good as far as colors that would work with the painting. I just give that a quick dry with my heat tool. Once I realize that the 3 colors I've selected look pretty good with the painting, now I want to dry it to make sure they're going to look good on the painting, if that makes sense. So I let that little part that I just painted to match my background dry, and now I'm just going to test out these 3 colors on the actual painting to make sure that they're going to give me the pop that I want. And I've left this all in real time just to kind of show you like my thought process as I'm painting, because I do go through this with not every single time I paint, but definitely when I'm using different colors than what I'm familiar with. So I've painted down all 3 of the colors on the background, and immediately I can see that that olive green light just kind of vanishes, but the turquoise gives me a nice pop, and the red also provides like a nice pop of color. So those are the 2 that I will carry on with in the painting. once I realized that I found the perfect pop color for what I wanted to achieve with this, then I just bring in all the stuff and continue painting exactly like I would with doing my regular abstract painting, just making marks, putting in that pop of color in the, or along with the background that I created, and then just kind of finishing everything off with the details. I do find that, oh, and then I used like a round brush and just added splatters. And then the smaller one, piece of paper, I just set that off to the side and carried on with the small canvas. But I realized just how much I miss using these colors in my paintings, and especially in like a journal page, because they truly are just such unique colors, and they just make such a statement in your paintings, and they just create like a mood. And that's the part that I love, where these colors, I know I can't mix myself, and they just work so beautifully together, as well as with all of my other acrylic paints. And I definitely found myself the toys that I've just been missing. I also decided with the canvas to then just put in a couple of splatters here and there of the red paint, just to kind of add something different. And I really like the way that that turned out. So I decided to go back to the Strathmore mixed media paper and add those touches of red as well. I do hope that I've inspired you to pull out an old toy that you've forgotten about and just have some fun getting reacquainted and just playing around. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.